Let's continue our conversation now around school bullying. We're now joined by Tina Thiart from #StopBullying. Tina, of course, good afternoon to you. The conversation that we are having today is following that tragic death of a grade 9 pupil from Queen's High School in Johannesburg who passed away last Monday. Just let's get your reaction to this latest incident.
Good afternoon. Yes, at 1,000 Women Trust, we really are very sorry for the parents, and we ask all schools to start anti-bully program. We have visited over 1,000 schools, and I am really shocked at the fact that many of the schools do not even have an anti-bully policy.
Tina, before we start talking about what schools can do, I mean, a lot of people are asking themselves how this grade 9 pupil, Brian Ndlovu, was forced to actually drink this poison at the school premises. Just talk to us about just the seriousness of bullying and how it can actually affect somebody, particularly a young child like this, to do something at the hands of their perpetrator.
Yes, bullying affects the mental health of lots of children. But more than that, we as parents should really be aware that 90% of bullies end up to be GBV perpetrators. So we need to step up from our side, and we have to make sure that we do something about the bullying. Mental health issues at this stage for all of us in South Africa is an issue that we have to deal with. And children, they really do horrible things to one another. Cyberbullying using cell phones is also terrible, and it really puts children under pressure.
And now, interestingly, of course, the MEC of Education visited the school and he said that the school handled this well, given the circumstances. But one wonders, could they have done more at an earlier time to have prevented this incident where this child was forced to drink this poison and die a couple of hours later? Do you think then enough is being done and that the schools have actually clear policies in place that can be enforced?
Definitely not. Our research shows that even if a school has got a policy, it lies somewhere in the file. And even when a parent asks for it, they're very difficult to find it. Where we need the policies to be made available should be communicated with every person, the learners, the teachers, the parents, and children should sign anti-bully pledges. We should also train older learners to look after younger ones, safe spaces where they can report without going back onto the victim and victimizing them further.
What role then do teachers have in this regard? Because as parents, we know that you need to create a safe space, as you say, for your child to speak to you and also need to follow up on just their behavior. But what role do teachers have where a pupil goes to the teacher or an educator and reports this kind of bullying? What role and also accountability, should be placed on schools?
Yes, I believe the teachers are very important in this role. Children, learners will rather speak to the teacher than go to the principal. But I also think that teachers could create suggestion boxes in the classroom where learners can report incident, and they can also reach out to show more of sympathy and empathy to children who are being victimized. They know who they are because you can see when a child is very uncomfortable and unhappy in your class. But we can help. The 1,000 Women Trust has designed a wonderful training module on WhatsApp that teachers and parents can follow so that together we can address the issues.
And just in terms of, in this incident, of course, we know that the perpetrator was also a child. What role then does the school play in this regard? Of course, we know that, the law enforcement authorities are involved. A lot of the times we really don't want to talk about the transgressor and the one that is responsible for this death. But of course, we have to look at the fact that this person is also a child.
Yes, and very often research shows 85% of bullies have been bullied in the community or in their houses, and they also need healing. So we need a restoration for everybody. Yes, we need to make sure that they understand what they did wrong and that they take the consequences of it. But we must also provide them with the necessary healing and counseling so that they can become positive leaders. Every child can become a positive leader.